And I'm delighted to say I'm speaking to Dr. Richard Stevens from Keele University. Hello, Dr. Richard.
Hi, Wynn. How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Yes, I'm good, thanks.
Now,
Yes.
please tell me you're a doctor in hangovers.
I'm a doctor in psychology, and one of my specialities in research is the alcohol hangover. So go on, say yes.
Wicked, you are my actual hero. I think I might be in love with you. I think I might need you to move in with me. Is that okay? Oh, whoa. That was a hesitation. That was a one-time offer. It's gone now, Dr. Richard, okay?
Oh, dear.
So, a hangover, is it inevitable?
It's inevitable. If you drink, if you don't drink, obviously not. If you do drink, it depends how much you drink, really. There's a theory that if you can keep your blood alcohol below a certain level, 0.10%, you can avoid a hangover. So it's about how much you drink and the pace at which you drink it. So if you drink a lot very quickly, you're going to get a hangover.
What, really? The quicker I drink it? I mean, I like the way you said if I don't drink, I won't get a hangover. I mean, that didn't take 7 years of a doctorate to work that one out. But if I drink really, really quickly, I'm definitely going to get a hangover, am I?
Well, so the way you drink, as you're drinking, your body is metabolizing the alcohol and taking it out of your system. So it's not just about how much you drink, it's about the rate over which you drink it. And so if you drink a lot and quickly, you're going to get more of a spike in your blood alcohol. And the research suggests it's that, the higher your blood alcohol level goes, the more likely you are to get a hangover.
I mean, I'm not talking about myself, right? But why do some people say, I used to be able to handle this 20 years ago, I can't do it now?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, actually. Do hangovers get worse as you get older?
Yes, they do.
Well, you know what? I've got a theory about this.
Yeah.
There isn't really any research that can help us, but I've got a theory about this, and that is we know that young people get hangovers much more frequently than older people. I think it's probably, as you get older, you haven't had a hangover for a long time, and when you get one, you can't believe how bad it is. And I think it's probably more of a memory bias.
What, you think I lived my youth in a constant hangover?
Did you?
Well, no. I mean, I'm not saying I did.
In general, so the data shows in general, young people. Well, actually, it's interesting. If you look at alcohol across the lifespan, the peak drinking years are the 18 and 20s, and the sort of 60s and 70s in terms of drinks per week. But the younger people tend to binge more, so they'll get those spikes in blood alcohol, where the older people tend to drink more constantly. What this means is that younger people get hangovers lots more frequently than older people. And so, what I was saying about the idea that it could be a memory bias is, I think, is quite an interesting idea.
Do you buy into this? Because I don't drink red wine because I find it dries out the vocal cords because of the tannin in the wine. Do you think that we're less likely to get a hangover, people say, off clear spirits and stuff like that?
Yeah, so there's some interesting research. So the darker the drink, the more likely it is to contain these substances which we call congeners, which are sort of complex organic molecules which are formed in fermenting and brewing, and they can give kind of flavour and depth to drinks. But there's research, so a really interesting study, they got people to drink controlled amounts of either vodka or whiskey, then looked at their hangover the next morning, and hangover was less severe, pound for pound for vodka, which is a lighter coloured drink.
Wow. Will you stay with me and give me your top tips in how to avoid a hangover?
I certainly can.
Hey, thanks very much. Basically, so far, I've learned stay off the whiskey, get back on the Malibu. Hey, and who'd have thought I'd be saying that? I haven't drunk Malibu since 1983, but tonight is the night. Hey there, Delilah. Plain White Tees, Hey There Delilah. That is a brilliant song. That is brilliant. It's just when things are stripped back, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I am talking to Dr. Richard Stevens about hangovers. I know it is a serious subject, but some of us might accidentally overindulge over Christmas. So stay with me for Dr. Richard's top tips.
Christmas with BBC Radio Wales.
Right then, who's up first at Christmas?
Owen Money.
Well, my grandchildren are usually up first at Christmas. Last year, they were up so early, they nearly caught Santa going back up the chimney.
Lynn Bowles.
For me, Christmas is about everyone doing the same thing. I like the idea that everyone comes together at some point during the year.
Rod Gilbert.
Who gets up first on Christmas Day? Well, I quite often stay with my parents-in-law, so it's my wife's dad, Martin. He gets up incredibly early because he's so excited about giving you the bin bag full of tat that he's bought in the sales all year.
Christmas, all wrapped up on BBC Radio Wales.
All wrapped up. Indeed, I'm talking to Dr. Richard Stevens from Keele University. So, Dr. Richard, it is obviously we should avoid all kind of binge drinking like that if we possibly can, but it does happen occasionally, doesn't it?
It can do, I guess. Yeah.
Not to you. Not to you. Are you quite sensible when it comes to drinking because you know the effects?
I love a real ale. I'm fond of alcohol, but yes, I research it as well, and so I'm knowledgeable when I drink, and I don't tend to overdo it very often at all.
Because you've got the golden secret. I mean, if I were you, I'd be like out all the time because it's just like you know how to cure it. So, are you ready to give me your top tips on hangover?
Sure.
Let's go for it. Dr. Richard Stevens, research leader in Keele University. Give me your top tip number 5 on how to cure that hangover or how to avoid that hangover. Okay,
top 5 is wait for it, don't drink.
That's number 5, absolutely. What can I say? Don't drink. Who's going to listen to that one? In at number 4, Dr. Richard, is...
Okay, number 4 is, prevention. If you are going to go out drinking, try not to drink too quickly, because if you can prevent your blood alcohol from spiking over 0.10% blood alcohol content, then you will most likely avoid a hangover. So drink at a steady rate, maybe space your drinks out with glasses of water in between, and just don't race the drinks down. That's number 4.
That is a good idea. Get the water down you. Dr. Richard Stevens from Keele University, what is number 3 on your list?
Okay, number 3, when you're out drinking, if you avoid dark coloured drinks, like we were saying before, these are less likely to have congeners in, and research shows that you should have a less severe hangover if you avoid drinks with congeners in them.
I feel like I've got the key to the kingdom. In at number 2, Dr. Richard Stevens, is...
Okay, so we know what the symptoms of hangover are. The main symptoms are thirst, tiredness and headache. So anything you can do that will treat the symptoms will make you feel better. So you can drink a lot of water to make you less thirsty. You can take anti-inflammatory medications to kind of ease things like headache. If you're tired, make sure you get a good amount of sleep afterwards. So that's number 2, treat the symptoms.
Good luck with that one if you've got a 12-year-old wanting to play football. And Dr. Richard Stevens, research leader at Keele University, what is your top tip to avoid that hangover?
Okay, so not a massive amount of research evidence for this one, but there is some suggestion that one of the issues around hangover is a drop in blood glucose levels. So anything you can do to boost your blood glucose levels the next morning it won't cure the hangover, but you'll feel better. So have that cooked breakfast. It'll do you some good.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Richard Stevens. You've been a great guest and absolutely fascinating to look at it from a scientific point of view as well. Hey, thanks very much for that.
Thanks, Wynn.
Hey, take care. That was Dr. Richard Stevens from Keele University. And if you've got a burning question that you would like me to sort out, give me a call, 03700 100 110.